everybody, I'm Tara from Crooked Row, and today we have more winter sewing, and it's actually important winter sewing. I'll get to that in just a second, but we also have an update. If any of you follow our channel, you know that we lost our sweet baby Peach. She was our dairy cow, and it happened very suddenly. And we were very, very close to her, and we've kind of had a sadness across the farm. It's not just the winter blues. We actually missed our sweet dairy cow. She was just precious and we loved her. But in the midst of all of this, in the midst of our sadness, we actually got a sweet, sweet double surprise. And so So one of our sheep actually had twins, and they are so tiny, and when they bleat, or what those of you that don't raise sheep, bleating is when they baa. Their little bat is probably one of the cutest, sweetest things that I have ever heard. Actually, I think they're out right now. I'm gonna go film them really quickly just so you can see them live. I'm gonna walk over from the greenhouse, whoop, just in case they run and you can hear their little bleating. Not our dog, Maggie. Okay, don't look at the trash. Okay. Oh. Look at those sweet babies. Look at those sweet babies. Oh. Hi, babies. Hi, sweet babies. Okay, well, now I'm all soggy, so. But that was a really sweet surprise for this farm, and we actually have another ewe who's gonna be giving birth soon too, so we'll have 3 baby lambs, so that was really nice to have that after losing Peaches. So, back to gardening. So, we are in the greenhouse again today. I actually have all of Elijah came out ahead of me, and he and I together had cut all of these and put the drain holes in the bottom, and he came out and he filled them with the wet potting soil. And one of the biggest reasons why I am doing this again is because I received some of my Berlin seeds from Berlin Seeds. So I got one that is called burning bush. Now, it's not the burning bush in the Bible, just kidding. And it's not the burning bush that is like an invasive bush that they tell you not to plant. This might be, in some places, this might be invasive, so you might want to look this up. But it's an annual, and I'll hopefully show pictures. And if we're allowed to upload pictures to this, I'll upload pictures. But it is this sweet little, like 2-foot mounded little bush that's an annual. And then it stays like really, it can stay anywhere from like a blue-green to almost a limey green. I know that's a wide color variance there, but that's actually what I've read online. And then in the end of summer and all through fall, it turns either red or like a very, very deep purple. And that's what we're looking at. Like, it's multi-season interest, and then the interest changes, and I just love that because we really need some interest around this greenhouse. So I want to get as many of these planted as I can because we actually need a lot of plants to plant around this greenhouse, and it can't be something that's highly needy, you know. I can get water close to the greenhouse, but no, we don't have water in here yet is my point. So it's not for in the greenhouse, it's around the greenhouse. So I'm really excited to plant these today. If I have room, I'm also going to go ahead and winter sow peppermint. Again, these are all from Berlin Seeds. I also wanted to say, I ended up buying the bulk of my seeds from Berlin Seeds this year. And one of the reasons why is because if you watched the video where I said 8 things you need to know before you buy your seeds, I actually followed my own rules this year. And I really started looking at all my catalogs, and Berlin Seeds actually was the better deal overall. And they also offer bulk seed in things like lettuce. I mean, we all grow tons of lettuce. You don't need a tiny little packet unless you're not growing very much lettuce. These are all from Berlin Seeds today. Berlin Seeds cannot be ordered online. You either have to call in, fax them, or mail in your order form. It is an Amish country. I do want to go ahead and give you the number, and I'm going to have them post it below too. It is 330-893-2091. If you see something that you like and you want to call and you want to order it, or have them quickly send you out a catalog, Berlin Seed, I have to be honest, has given wonderful quality. I buy all of my live plants from them. Their customer service is wonderful. There was only one time in 12 years that I had a plant. I actually ordered herbs, which are not from them. It's a partner nursery that they send them from. But I went ahead and let them know that I think it was rosemary had died in shipment. And they not only credited me, but then they sent me more plants. I mean, you don't get that kind of service. Last year, they had run out of a certain type of peach tree that I wanted, and they personally called me and was like, you know, what would you like to do about this? I mean, they're not a tiny company. So the fact that they even gave me individual attention was amazing. So I highly suggest them. And so that's what we're going to start with today. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start planting my burning bush. Let's get started. I also wanted to point out that they are still doing that old school thing that I absolutely love. They send you the tag in with this. And part of the reason why this is so great is because this is one of those annuals that you actually need to cold stratify. So that's why I'm winter sowing these. Not just because winter sowing is easy, but if I was planting these in the ground, you would need to know where these are at so you don't plant anything over it. So another great thing about Berlin Seeds. Okay, these are such tiny little seeds. I mean, these are actually smaller than a mustard seed. I don't know if you can see that or not, but I'm going to have faith that these are going to come up. But so there is 50 seeds in my packet, so I'm going to use 10 seeds in 5 containers, and let's get started. I finished my burning bush plantings, and now I'm gonna go with dill, peppermint, and thyme. I'm gonna do 2 jugs full of peppermint because we do so much peppermint tea in this house. And I'm gonna do a thing for dill. I usually don't start dill this early or do a winter sowing. We'll see how it does. But you have to have plenty of dill if you do dill pickles, and we do loads of dill pickles. So I'm gonna get started on this one. And this should be it. Even tinier. These are peppermint seeds. I don't even know if you can see that on my hand. Wow. Bush plant goes, it is something that does need to be started indoors if you want it this season, and it needs to be winter sown. Otherwise, you'll have to do it in the fall, so it has that winter period to make sure that the seeds can come up. So if you are looking to direct sow, then you'll want to start this plant in the fall, wherever it's going to be. Just make sure and mark it really well. It grows normally about 2.5 feet high, but I was reading that some of it can grow 7. I don't know what ours would be. I'm very curious how this is going to work out this year, so I will keep you updated. As far as winter sowing goes, I always want to remind you to use actual duct tape or utility tape. We got ours from Lowe's. In past years, we've used DUCK duct tape from, like, they sell it all over, Walmart, Dollar General, they sell it everywhere. But it's not actually the tape that you want. Duct tape is meant for like HVAC and all of that. They use it under houses and things where they're getting cold and heat and all of these, you know, different temperatures. So I personally can see such a huge difference in, like, the duct tape tends to go on really well at first, but then it really loses. Like, sometimes I have to come out and re-tape those. Last year in the middle of the year, we got normal duct tape and it worked like a charm. And I never had to retape it. So, and I always want to remind you that we use a paint pen. You can pick them up at Tractor Supply, Walmart has them. I think Lowe's and Home Depot does too. But just, you know, Amazon, I know Amazon has them. That's the first one I ordered. But use a paint pen, get a, I think we paid $7 for our first one. They are expensive, but I still have my first one, the white one that we still use. And so they last a really long time, and I would highly suggest them because you'll lose track of what is in those. And then you'll think that you know that you can identify them. You can't. I can't. I can't at all. I completely lose track of what's in those jugs. So I always highly suggest that. And I also wanted to, let's see. There are just some plants that have to be started early. We just put out an onion video, and onions if you're starting from seed, onions have to be started very early. The burning bush has to go through some stratification. Anything that has to be stratified, you really need to do winter sowing on. So I just sort of feel like I'm gonna put out more videos. I have other things that need, if they don't need winter stratified, they need started really early. So I think my next video will be about Lisianthus, which I know that's a flower, but please don't forget that bees are, and actually all pollinators are drawn if you have flowers. So I try to plant a real mix of flowers in the garden. There's certain ones that they love more than others. And actually last year we got very surprised. The hyssop, if we can find a picture of that, we'll put in here. The hyssop drew, I could not believe how many butterflies were on that hyssop. And isn't it really about, like, I know they talk a lot about like biodiversity and things like that. I'm a little more simple than that. I'm just like, if we can keep pollinators happy, then pollinators keep our garden happy. And I'm really concerned about like the health of the soil, the health of the pollinators, and of course the health of all of our plants. So if you can plant pollinators, things that will draw in pollinators. I wish we could plant pollinators. But if you can do that, then you'll have healthier plants. It's just, it's a whole ecosystem within itself, but most of you know that already anyway. So Lisianthus and other flowers, snapdragons, and all these beautiful flowers that the pollinators just love. They'll swarm all over. The salvia. Oh, they love salvia and veronica. Oh my goodness. The pollinators love these things. And pentas. Okay, I could keep going on and on. You get what I'm saying. So I'm gonna keep having videos as we work up to our actual gardening season. There are things that we need to do as gardeners, and I just wanna help serve as a reminder of some of the things that we need to be doing while it's the winter months, and hopefully that will help you along. And hey, if I forget anything, if we all forget anything, please put it in the comments below. We really do read your comments, and we really do love them. Thank you so much for watching, and remember, if we can winter sow, anybody can. Thanks. Bye.